What is going on? Listen, I picked myself up a new toy I wanted to tell y'all about. It is an infrared broiler by a company called Bighorn. Now this unit right here I got is the 16-inch model. They also do make this in a 9. Okay, so long story short is I had a big old pellet smoker that had a vent where you could get a nice broil spot on it. And I switched to a different pellet smoker that doesn't have that spot to blast anymore. So I picked this up to make sure I was getting a good char. You know, I like a real rare steak, but a nice crust on the outside. So I was hoping, you know, here and there, this thing would fit the bill. And the truth is, since we've had it, I mean, I've cooked, you know, a dozen things in 18 nights since I picked it up. And we're going to talk about it. We'll cook some things. We'll set it up here right now. As it gets a little darker, I'm losing daylight. We're going to cook some food in it. The profile on this thing is going to be 16 inches wide. The front is actually probably like a 16-inch cube. I'm sorry, the top is a 16-inch cube and the front here is 21 inches tall. So like I mentioned, infrared, 19,000 BTUs pumping out of the top of the, just strictly the top of the machine right here. Now this is one of those panels, you ever seen like a buddy heater or any of those kind of infrared camp stoves? Situation just like that. Like 3 or 4 minutes, this thing is 1,500 degrees. All right, so let's talk about putting this bad boy together real fast. Just comes with, the box is pre-assembled. It comes with just a few parts to put inside. They send you the racks that go on the side that are gonna hold your racks in place. And the way these are designed, the holes are all the same. You can't really mess up putting it in. I kind of like to use these little 2 pieces as a handle. And you just set it on the pins, front and back, and it sits down right just like that on both sides. They got a pan that goes in the bottom. And there's a little splash pyramid. Maybe you want to put some water on the bottom of the pan, what have you. That slides in there like that. All right, so they give you a little tray that's going to stick out the front. So all you got to do is there's little screws right here in the front and little niches inside of this. So you just lift this up a little bit, set it underneath it, and that kind of rests right in position with that tray sitting out there. You know, it gives you a little bit of extra lip for drips, you know, coming in and out of it. The way you're going to operate these is they give you this little tool that you can pick up your grill trays with, and they give you nice solid grill trays, and then those simply slide inside there like that, let off the pressure. I've used these things both right side up and upside down. I don't think it really matters. A little prong in there like that. Like I said, slide her on in. All right, so one of the other things you're going to get here is a pizza stone. And like I said, you can see I've been using this one up a lot. And it just fits right in here. I put it on one of these racks. So my problem with these pizza ovens, I have gas ones, I have pellet pizza ovens, electric ones, what have you. There's 2 kinds of situations you can get into. The fire's below it and it heats up the stone too much and it burns your crust and the top is raw. Then you got a situation like this one where it's on the top or the fire comes up from the sides and you always end up with too cold a pizza stone, but then your top of your pizza's ready. So the beautiful thing about this deal here is, look, I take this pizza stone and I run it right up to the top while I'm inside making dough, getting the pizza ready, everything, you know? Come back out. Now this pizza stone, it's thin, it doesn't hold everything very long. But when you pull it out and bring it down here someplace that you're gonna wanna cook your pizza at, you know, the stone is still holding on 700-800 degrees. And as it eases its way down, the top of the pizza cooks and you can end up with at least a little bit of a crispy crust. All right, I'm gonna head in and do a little bit of prep. Come back out in a little while, we'll make an appetizer. We're gonna go ahead and make some teriyaki tenderloin tips in this thing. And you know, see what kind of broil we can get on. All right, let's go POV on this part. We are hooked up to a can of gas. We've got the igniter in situation back here. A couple of AAA batteries runs your igniter. And then up top here is the igniter itself. You're gonna push down, it's gonna start a spark. And then as you rotate it counterclockwise, you're gonna hit the gas on this side right here. And at first you're gonna hear some gas rush in and like things are lighting. And then you're gonna hear it go whoosh. And it's gonna sound like a little jet engine is kicked in. And that's how you know you're lit. And then you're on high, all the way down to low Just points about like that far over. Now here's something I really do like. My pet peeve on camp stoves is if I crank this back over, there's a stop right there. So I can't turn it off accidentally. Love that feature. It's actually melted my thermometer. So suffice to say that she's hot. All right, so what I'm gonna do first off is, you know, one of the things you don't think about broiling meat in this thing. What about appetizers? This thing is like, you know, a restaurant salamander. So in the restaurant, what you do is you just take cheese fries, nachos, you know, anything you want to broil the top of, melt some cheese on it, make some skins, you know, whatever you're doing. Gonna be this easy. What was that, 10 seconds, something like that? Cheese fries. All right, even with that kind of heat, I got it just sitting on a table up against my screen porch here. And this, you know, it's cool back here. Screen's not melting. Can of bug spray that didn't explode, you know, so around the edges ain't that bad. Now, right off the front right here, it's a little hot. All right, let's get cooking. I'm getting as close as I can. I'm trying not to melt my camera here. I've had that one sitting up at the top nice, getting a little hot so we can put a little sear on it. This is going to be the first time I've actually cooked anything marinated. I got a little teriyaki on these. So I'm going to leave them around that mid shelf just to begin with. You know, you'll get a little cook on them. Have some regular salt tenderloins that I cooked last week, that I cooked really close to the top. I like them real rare on the inside, and it browned up real nice. We've done some things like chicken wings, chicken drumsticks. I got a couple hamburgers here that we cooked the other day. You know, so we're going to give these things 2 or 3 minutes. And then, all right, so check it out. Mid-shelf, 1 full minute. You can see, you know, I got some marinating here. Like I said, we're already browning up a little bit of crust out of that. So I'm just going to flip these over. I mean, there's still plenty of rare on the inside. Once we get this kind of a first cook in a little bit, and I know I'm headed towards my rare to mid-rarish type temperature, we'll move them up top a little bit. I'm going to give them 1 more minute on this side. All right, so we're at about a minute on each side. Listen, with this thing on hot and me on the medium burner, I mean, this is what we're getting on these steaks. Now, mind you, like I said, this is a little bit of teriyaki caramelization. We're beautiful still on the inside. We're going to flip this back over. Like I said, I'm going for something kind of light. So I'm going to actually move my shelf up just a little bit. See if I can get it even this time. We're going to catch a crust on these. All right, so that was 1 more minute at this high setting. And it looks nice and charry beautiful. We're going to flip her over. Get 1 more setup on this back side. Get that over there. Get a little more charring on that corner and that corner. We're going to pull these off and get to grubbing. Alrighty, let's pull these back a little bit. Okay, so we are at 1 minute on each side on the medium shelf on high. 1 minute on each side, you know, 3/4 up on high. And you know, these are beautiful. Look at this juice. Nice crust on them. Alrighty, 4 minutes on each side should get us dialed in. Yeah, pretty pink inside of there. So listen, if you're interested in actually having legit charred meat, do like I did. Head over to Amazon. Bighorn. It's a infrared broiler. I picked up the 16. You might want the 9. Check them out. I appreciate y'all watching. Take it easy.